Hey y'all, it's Mr. Alexander, and I wanted to show you a couple things we did in class on September the 18th, September the 19th in Pre-AP Algebra 2 at Stony Point High School. On those days we did linear, quadratic, and exponential regression, and that's a whole bunch of calculator work. That's one of these guys. If you don't have a calculator at home, you've got some options. One of them is if you go to my website and click this link, Graphing Calculator Options, and just scroll down. The calculator I'm going to be using today, this one, is you can find out how to get that thing right here where it says TI-83 calculator for Windows. So that's a good option. Just go to my website to get it from the Stony Point website, A to Z directory. Check out Jonathan Alexander and go to my website. But I'm going to show you how to do these. We'll start with number one. It says, given the presented data, list the type of function, i.e. the parent function, that the data models, find and write the appropriate model, i.e. the estimated equation, and answer the question about the data. So if I've got some data here, and I've got a calculator, let me drag that so you can see it. And what I want to do is I want to go to, first you should turn it on, and I want to go to, I want to clear this thing out. I'm going to go second plus 7, 1, 2. That clears out my calculator. After you clear it on, you want to clear it out, you want to turn on the diagnostics, and that's second, 0, and scroll down to diagnostic on. Scrolling down to diagnostic on, and I'm going to hit enter a couple of times. Alright, so I turn on that diagnostic. Now, I'm ready to start entering this data. The way you do that is clicking stat and hitting enter on edit. And we're just going to type in this data, -8, -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, and 0, and 1. We type those all into list 1. In list 2, type in the y values, -2.75, 0, 2.25, 4, 5.25, 6, 6.25, 6, 5.25, 4. And the first thing I'm supposed to answer is, what type of function is this? What does it look like? How do I know? The first thing you need to do is go to second y equals and hit enter on number 1 here to turn on your stat plots. So that's second y equals and turn on plot 1. After it's on, you're going to go zoom, scroll down to zoom 9, which is zoom stat, hit enter. Let's see what this thing looks like. Hopefully you recognize from this nice smooth curve that this thing's a quadratic. That's of the form y equals x squared. So for the type, we're just going to write quadratic. And now we need to find the model, which is of the form f of x equals something. I don't know what it is yet. I'm going to show you how to find it though. Let me zoom in on this a little bit. Alright, so if I want to find that model, find the equation, we go stat, arrow over to calc, and we're looking at these options here. I said it's quadratic. That's going to be the quadratic regression, number 5. I want you to hit enter on that a couple of times. Enter, enter. And it gives me this equation. I've got an A, a B, and a C, and this equation. Well, these numbers, they're just telling me what to plug into this formula right here. That -0.25 goes right in front of the x squared. So that's -0.25x squared. And the -1 goes in front of the B, so that's -x. It's imaginary little -1 in front of that x. And then finally it's plus C, which is plus 5.25. So that's the equation. Now what I want to do is I want to go into y equals, I want to type in that equation, that negative 0.25 x squared minus x plus, whoops, minus x plus 5.25. And I want to hit the graph button. I want to make sure that thing fits. Oh yeah, look how nice and smooth that is. This is the right line. It clearly fits the data. So this question, when x is equal to negative 4.25, what is the estimated value of f of x? We got some options here. You can either type into x the value of x we're interested in, so right here plug in negative 4.25, and right here plug in negative 4.25. The alternative is to make the calculator do the work for you. And you can do that by going to second window. See that table start? Change it to negative 4.25. And when you go to the table, so after I pull up this table of values, and the way I did that is went to the second table set, change the table start to negative 4.25, go to second graph, and the value there is about 4.984375. So the estimated value of f of x, in this case f of negative 4.25, it's somewhere around 4.98. You can round that how you like. Different people are going to want to round it different ways, and that's okay. Let's do another one. Let me show you another example. I'm thinking number 3 right here. That's an interesting one. So we got some data here, and it's listed as a set, and I'm supposed to identify the type and the model, just like before. So I want to go back to stat and edit, and I want to show you an easy way to clear out these tables here. If you arrow up to L2, hit clear, and then enter. Do the same thing over here, up, clear, enter, and then just type in the values. So 3, negative 1, 5, negative 4, negative 7, and 11, 3, 15, negative 3, negative 9. All right, I've got them all typed in there. I want to look at it. It's the same thing. Go to zoom 9. I forgot to erase my old equation. Don't forget to do that. Don't make the same mistake. Let's try that again. Zoom 9. All right, what does this look like to you? What kind of function? Looks pretty straight to me. And where I come from, they call straight lines linear equations. All right. So the model, it's going to be y equals something. How do I figure it out? Well, I go stat, over to calc, and it's linreg, linear regression. That's number 4. And it's going to spit out a number for me. And it says 2 is a, so 2x, and then 5 is b. That's 2x plus 5. It's pretty easy. It says what is y equal to when y is equal to negative 18? What is the estimated value of x? So what is f of x when this thing equals negative 18? What is that value of x? Well, when that's the case, x equals something. We can get the calculator to tell us stuff. We go back to y equals here, type in 2x plus 5, and then go to the table. I got to reset my table, go back to second window, and the table start, change it to a 0, go back to the graph, go back to the table. And I'm looking for where y equals negative 18. So I need to scroll until I see y equals negative 18. Uh-oh, but it's not there. I see negative 19, negative 17. Well, it's right between there, right? So the value of x is going to be right between negative 11 and negative 12. It's going to be x equals negative 11.5. Okay? So remember, if you're having trouble, to reset the calculator is second plus 712. And when all else fails, look at the graph. Make the calculator graph the data for you, and it'll give you a hint. It'll tell you what kind of function it is and how to approach the problem. That's your best bet. That'd be my recommendation. All right, well, that's it for now. That's what we covered in class. That's regression stuff, and good luck.